Warm greetings, dear friend, and welcome to Morning Musings. My name is Nathen Aswell, and the chant I'd like to share with you today is based on yet another story from my upcoming book about my trekking across Spain in 2019. I walked the Camino de Santiago. So here's the story. Actually, years before I went to Spain in '95, I worked on a cruise ship in the Mediterranean. And I took advantage of many of the excursions, the daily excursions that would happen at every one of the ports of call that I was at during the cruise ship journey. And one of them was to Pisa, to visit the Leaning Tower. And in the same square as Pisa, there are other buildings, including a church and a baptistry. Back in those days, the baptistry was a building separate from the church. The baptistry is beautiful. I think it's one of the last remaining baptistries that's in pristine condition. And the reverb time or the reverberation time in there is beautiful. So when tours were brought to the baptistry, whomever was leading the tour would sing a little bit to demonstrate the sound of the reverb. And I just envied that and longed for the day where I could go into that baptistry and do the same thing. Well, years went by, and I went back to Italy years later on vacation, and I walked into that baptistry and had been preparing for it for days, thinking about what I could sing and something that would be appropriate. And so I thought of something, a part of an old Christian hymn that I knew that I was going to sing. And I got one note out and felt the note reverberate into the entire space. And the security guard pointed at me, so that was that. I thought, okay, so now is not the time. Fast forward to my moment on the Camino. I had the good fortune of stopping at a church in San Juan de Ortega, and the albergue, or the hostel I was staying in, was right beside a church and a chapel. And I walked into both the church and the chapel. It was mid-afternoon, nobody there, and I started singing a little bit in both of them, and the sound was beautiful. And I thought, wow, maybe I could sing in here. Sure enough, I came back after dinner, and I brought in the instrument I was traveling with, this little guitar, or guitar-lele. It looks like a ukulele, but tuned like a guitar. And I sat there, and I just sang, and little pieces of songs that I knew, and chants, and whatever. And it was just divine. It was just the most incredible feeling to do that, to fill that space and just be in my heart with this singing. And I thought, wow, it took a long time for me to have that moment, but I did have that moment, didn't I? And so in thinking about the chant this morning, what came out was, it was built on the phrase, all in good time. Because that's what happened. I got a chance to fulfill my wish finally in good time, many years later in a different place, but it did come to be. So here are the words to the chant, all in good time. All in good time, all in good time, all is aligned with the divine. I'll heed the signs and be refined until I shine, all in good time. So this is a reflection on patience and trusting that all does happen when it's meant to happen. That could be 5 seconds from now. That could be 5 decades from now. We don't know. But this is an invitation to all of us to just be patient and trust. And I guess I'm thinking about that very much today, because I'm realizing my work is certainly not over, but I'm in a very sweet place in my life. And I'm just thinking about how it's taken in some ways a long time to get to where I am, and all in good time. I'm here right on schedule, exactly where and when I was supposed to be. So that's what I'd like us to ponder together. Okay, lots of words. Here we are, all in good time. I hope that you sing along with me. It's a simple melody as always. I will include the words to this underneath this video that I will post. And if singing is not your thing, I invite you to just receive this music in whatever way most speaks to you, most touches your heart. So here we go. All in good time. All in good time. All in good time. until I shine, all in good time. All in good time, all in good time, all is aligned with the divine. I'll heed the signs and be refined until I shine, all in good time. All in good time, all in good time, all is aligned with the divine. I'll heed the signs and be refined until I shine, all in good time. All in good time. All in good time. And so, dear friend, what would it be like if we allowed ourselves to trust in divine timing, that all is indeed happening in good time? Let's sit together in silence for a few minutes and ponder that. Here's the chant again. All in good time, all in good time. All is aligned with the divine. I'll heed the signs and be refined until I shine. All in good time, all in good time, all is aligned with the divine. I'll heed the signs and be refined until I shine. All in good time, all in good time. All in good time. Thanks very much for being with me today, dear friend. I greatly appreciate your presence and your time. If you enjoyed this chant half as much as I did in the creating and in the sharing of it with you, would you do me a favor? Would you be kind enough to please like me on Facebook, share this with everybody on your social media networks, and while you're at it, if you'd also subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would greatly appreciate that. What else would I like to say to you? If you'd like to learn more about me and my offerings, please visit my website at NathenAswell.com. That's NathenAswell.com. And on my homepage, it'll take you to all of my offerings as well as all of the past broadcasts of Morning Musings. And for those of you who are wondering about this beautiful instrument, it's called the Chapman Stick. If you'd like to learn more about it, I invite you to visit the website at Stick Enterprises, which is also very simple to remember, stick.com, stick.com. It gives me great joy to share this music with you. I consider it, part of my right livelihood. And if you'd like to support me in that, donations are always welcome. I will include a link underneath this video to that, as well as a link to links to what I've already mentioned, as well as the words to the chant, and a link to how you can make donations to me, and a reminder that 10% of everything that comes my way, I lovingly give to the Greater Vancouver Food Bank, an organization that I am very, very proud to support in my city of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. More words today than usual. I hope they weren't too many. I hope they served us all. So, love and blessings, dear friend. May I, may you, may we seed the signs, do the work we've come to do with ease and grace and joy, and trust that everything is unfolding in good time. Namaste. Hope to see you again next week.